We are taking you deck by deck through the brand new Disney Adventure cruise ship. Not only is it absolutely gigantic, it's shockingly different from any Disney cruise you have ever seen. You need to know exactly what to expect. We're going to show you every deck and every exclusive venue on this massive ship so you don't book the wrong vacation or miss the best spots. But there is one area that just became our absolute favourite of all of the Disney cruise ships. Well, ahoy there cruisers, let's get straight into it by showing you around this very different ship. At the front of the ship on deck 5, we have some escalators. Yes, very different to the Walt Disney Theatre on the deck above. And as we walk towards the back, we've got a gigantic elevator area. This area is huge. I still can't get over it. It's about 3 times the width of a normal elevator area, which is totally bonkers. And there are so many elevators. I think I count 10. There hasn't been any problem getting from deck to deck. We've been on a few days now, so we've had a chance to explore. One thing that I really do like are these touchscreens. They are super handy for getting around because she is a very big ship compared to the other Disney cruise ships and the rest of the fleet. Right, so our first venue straight ahead is Tiana's Bayou Lounge. Now this is a great lounge area. Trivia, you see live music here. There's a bar which we're going to talk about in just a moment, but it's a great space and it's very beautiful. I just love it. I love the flowers on the roof, all of the little gold touches, the marble floors. It is gorgeous and it's properly Disney. It definitely feels like a Disney ship straight away. Now this is quite a large lounge as well with lots of seats, and it goes to a circular bar, and the bar is spectacular. Just look at it, it's so beautiful. You can get alcohol drinks here, you can get coffee as well. Right next to Tiana's is the World of Disney 2. So this is the secondary shop on board. The first shop is called World of Disney, quite simply. Now this one's a little bit different. You've got some stuff with Duffy in it, Duffy Bear and Friends, and lots of toys, plush toys. You've got some more merch like hats and t-shirts, all of that sort of stuff. And you've got lots of kids stuff in here as well. So loads of extra toys, Marvel things, Toy Story, princesses, you name it. If you want merch, this is a great ship to be on because the shops are bloomin' gigantic. Now, fun fact and something that's a little bit unusual, on the first day, you actually had to make reservations to come into the store. So yeah, you had to go on the Disney Cruise app, make sure you get that downloaded. It's one of our biggest top tips because you need it to do everything on board. And we had to make reservations to come in here. It was very busy, but don't worry, on day 2 and onwards, you didn't have to do that. So no reservations were required. And now on day 3, it's dead. So we recommend waiting a little while. They do keep restocking all of the merch, and obviously you're going to get lots of exclusive merch here on Disney Adventure, but we'll talk about that more in an upcoming video.
So we're just walking away from Tiana's Bayou bar, and we're heading now towards the second set of shops. This corridor kind of feels like all the other Disney ships, and one thing I love is this giant picture of the ship, and that really does give you a massive sense of how mega and huge this mammoth ship is, because you can see all the different areas. Now, heading into World of Disney, or World of Disney number 1, it's actually split over 2 sides of this deck. So one side is more plushes and usual merch there as well, t-shirts, hats, all things like that. It's more for the younger kids one side, whereas the other side is more clothing and bags and stuff. So yeah, there is lots and lots of merch items. So yeah, and it's always great to see all the exclusive stuff. That's what we like to see, all the different pins and things like that.
Not even kidding you, it's like a shopping mall. It literally takes up half the ship. So let's head out and head further back towards the back of the ship. So where are we coming now? So I think this is a little open area where they have escalators. Yeah, escalators are actually over a few decks on this ship, which is so unusual to see. Now, one thing that I really love though is the artwork on the side of the escalators. It all lights up and twinkles. It's very beautiful, and it's all of your favorite characters that we all love and know. Again, we've came to the back set of elevators. There are only 2 sets at the front and back, but again, absolutely loads of them, and the immense space in here is kind of mind-boggling. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it, not even on the biggest cruise ships we've been on. Now, at the very back, we've got the first of 6. Yep, I said 6 main dining rooms, so double the normal amount of main dining rooms. That gives you an idea of how big this ship is. She holds up to 6,700 passengers. How wild is that? So she's a good 25% bigger than Disney's biggest other ship, the Wish class. Anyway, Animator's Palette is a really fun restaurant. Like the other ships, Animator's Table, Animator's Palette, very similar. So it's kind of a restaurant that comes to life where you draw and you see your animations on the screen. It's a really nice venue. It feels very clean, very modern, quite a small one, so 3 of the 6 main dining rooms are a lot smaller than the other 3. Now, they're also holding art classes in there at the moment as well, which is very strange. Now, that's deck 5. The ship itself, long ways, doesn't feel that much longer than the other Disney cruise ships. It's just super wide. Let's head up to deck number 6.
We've got to take the escalators up, haven't we, Ben? I think, honestly, online, I think these escalators are one of the most exciting things that I've been getting the most attention about this ship.
Here we go. Now, these are on a few other ships that we've been on, but this is very cool. It's definitely a first for Disney, but you can see the artwork just behind me. How cool is that? And I can see the escalators go up a few decks. It looks like a resort more than an actual cruise ship. That's our first impression of this ship.
Okay, so we came up a deck to deck 6 and we've made our way to the very front of the ship. So for this tour, we're always going to go forward to back to make it a little bit simpler and easier to understand. Now, at the top of deck 6, at the very front, you've got that lower level of the Walt Disney Theatre. So yes, this theatre has 2 levels over 2 decks. And just outside, you've got Premier Sips and Snacks. That's the little snack bars that serves candy, popcorn, drinks before the shows. They are all an additional cost though. So on our sailing, we have 2 shows. We have Seize the Adventure, that's on a few different ships, and an exclusive show called Remember, which features Wally. Now, this is actually on 4 times over 2 days. So that gives you the size and scale of the ship so that everybody gets an opportunity to see it.
Brace yourself, Effie, because you're about to see something a little bit more unusual. We're going to go to our next restaurant, which is actually in the middle of the ship, and it's the only way to walk through, which is very strange indeed. It's called the Endless Summer Restaurant. And here's where it gets a little bit weird. So this is actually a main dining room on an evening, and it's all themed after Frozen. But in the day, for lunch and breakfast, it's an extra buffet. So it's one of the 2 buffets on board. This is very strange to us. It's very alien because we haven't seen this anywhere else, but it is a really nicely themed restaurant. Like I said, all about Frozen, so lots of portraits and beautiful pictures of Anna and Elsa and all your favorite characters from that franchise. But it is very nice. It does feel very lovely and very well themed, which we're really liking. But on the other side, you have a buffet. How weird is that? It's just so strange. Now, we can also see into that bar in Tiana's, which we just looked at in a few moments ago, and that's very nice because there's like a lovely little tree and a crystal above it. And here's my friends. Hi girls, we've got Elsa and Anna. Fabulous. But yeah, totally random, totally different to anything we've seen before. Loving all of the artwork though. It's very, very pretty and very well themed. But it gets even stranger. Let's carry on. So the buffet keeps on going and going.
So yes, then buffet serving stations come all the way around into what is basically the atrium, which is a little strange, and then back into the second part of this dining room, which is Maximus, and that is themed after Tangled. So if you are assigned to this Endless Summer restaurant, you will either be in the Frozen section or the Tangled section, but it's the same menu, it's just different theming.
As usual, you're on a rotation-based system where you take your servers with you. But there are 2 different rotations here on Disney Adventure, not just the one. So you'll only rotate through 3 of the main restaurants. So if you are doing back-to-backs, we recommend doing the other rotation on your next cruise, just so you get to experience all of the different restaurants. That's what we're doing, and we're going to be making an episode all about the food. As you can see, the buffet behind me, and we come into an area called Town Square, which I probably would consider the central, maybe atrium part of the ship. This is where things get a little bit more weird. And I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest. There is no like central atrium area like the other ships where everything comes off the sides. But this is a very nice central venue over 2 decks. We've got all of the princesses on the roof, and again, they're all twinkling with lights. Lots of seats in here in a kind of circular stage area with a big screen. So we've saw music, we've saw trivia, activities and things like that in here. It is a really nice space, and just little touches like the carpet are really wonderful. You still see all of that Disney theming in action, which is very nice. A lot of people have been asking us on Instagram and things, does it feel like a Disney ship? Yeah, it definitely does. And I'm really liking it so far. It is really beautiful, guys, and it's so nice to have something that's completely different. I think Disney have done such a marvelous job of changing this ship. I really do, because it wasn't meant for them at first. So fun fact, Disney didn't actually design this ship. It was meant for a different company based in Asia. That company had some money problems in COVID times, and the ship was kind of left half done. Disney bought it and then applied all of their theming. So it wasn't originally designed as a Disney ship, and I think you can definitely tell that. But I think what Disney have done is marvelous and produced something completely different and completely bonkers.
So also within this town square area, as well as the buffet and that little atrium space, you also have guest services, and then you have a well with Snow White in the middle. It is really beautiful, guys. So Snow White is the sort of mascot of this ship. All the other ships have different characters, and she's stood there at the well wishing. And not only that, but it's actually slightly interactive, because you can hear the birds tweeting, and the noises are of the well and stuff. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's a great spot as well for a photo. So the way they've set it up, it's a great Instagram spot.
Yeah, that is so super cute. I'm going to take you into one of my favorite venues now. It's called Spellbound. This is very cool indeed. It's quite a creepy, maybe villains type bar. So you've got the purples, the greens, the reds. On every table, you'll find a real apple, as well as the menu, which is very cute. You can order some very nice cocktails in here, but it's a lovely bar area. Quite a grown-up area as well, but it's all of the little details. They really have added so many little details in here, from the artwork, from the furniture, the lighting. It still feels distinctly Disney, but very different. You also get some views to the ocean. Now that might be something you've noticed so far. There aren't many windows in lots of the public areas, but there are in this bar, and they're very nice views out there to the sea, which is wonderful to see. No pun intended, but a great little venue. Right, let's head towards the back of the ship. Once we got on this ship, it was quite overwhelming, let me tell you. So don't panic when you get on board and you're like, where is everything? It will come to you, trust me. Let's walk back through. Very busy in here today with guest services. If you need to go to guest services, we always recommend going not on your first day of your cruise and not on the last day, because it's always very busy with people sorting things out. Right. More escalators ahead. Let's see what's coming up.
Okay, so we're going to say goodbye to Town Square, and as we leave Town Square, heading towards the back of Deck 6, we have another one of those main dining rooms, and this one is called the Navigators Club. It's a lovely dining area, and this one actually has a show. So yes, they have a sort of little musical number in the middle, and then some of the characters, Mickey, Minnie, Donald and Daisy, also come out. And then after that, they do like a meet and greet where they go around each table to say hello, which is super cute. It's actually all around the venue, which we thought was really good because on some ships where it's just in one spot, not everybody gets a view of the show. Whereas this, because they were all roaming round and saying hello to every table, it gave everybody a chance to say hello, which was fantastic. And just in front of that restaurant, you also have another one of these huge lobby areas.
So just tucked away, just to the side of the Navigators Club, is the Buccaneers Bar, and we honestly didn't even know this existed till a few days ago. Now, it is an 18-only venue. There aren't many adults-only areas on the ship compared to the other ships, but it's a nice little bar themed kind of after pirates and nautical and that sort of stuff. A very small bar. I do like all of the details, and I like the fact it has windows as well, so you can come in here and enjoy a drink. We found the bars and things to be very, very quiet on this cruise. We don't know if it's just how people drink and things here, if it's different to, say, North America or places like that, but they have been very, very quiet indeed.
And then across that long lobby area on the other side of the Navigators Club, you have an area called the Marvel Style Studio. Now think Bibbity Bobbity Boutique, but Marvel style instead. So that is just there. Again though, it is an extra cost, but that's where all the kids and stuff can get dressed up as Marvel characters, and they do their face painting, their makeup, their hair and things like that.
So Disney have tried to sort of Disneyfy these hallways a little bit by adding artwork to all of the different floors, which is very nice, but it does appear slightly different to the other ships because we think some things maybe couldn't have been changed. Hi! It's so funny. It's What's-Her-Face from Tangled, Rapunzel. That's so funny. They have roaming What's-Her-Face. That's so unprofessional, isn't it? Oh, it's just What's-Her-Face. Anyway, they have lots of roaming characters here, which is very cool indeed. Oh, look at that. That is how... Do you just see it mist up there? That is how humid it is outside. It is crazy hot outside, but nice and cool in the ship. Welcome to deck number 7 at the front of the ship. Let's head through. First up, we've got the D Lounge, which is a favourite on lots of the Disney ships. Looks a little bit different on this one. It looks quite grown up and sophisticated. As you can imagine, lots of family shows, game shows, trivia. What's fun about this is that there are karaoke booths as well, which are themed after the different characters. These come in at an extra charge. I love all of the artwork as well. That is so cute. They've got artwork of all of the different castles on the side. Very lovely indeed. You've got another favourite as well, Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. We don't need to go into much detail about that. You've seen it everywhere, in the parks, on the ships. But yeah, you can get your princes and princesses made up in there, which is fabulous.
So, like we mentioned, even though this wasn't originally a Disney cruise, or intended to be, it does feel like one because it has that Disney smell. I don't know how they do it or what it is, and please bottle it up and sell it, because as soon as you get on board it just smells like a Disney cruise. There's also just lots of things about it that just really make you feel like you're on a Disney ship. The carpets and the music as well.
So as we enter the middle of the ship, we've got Diamonds and Wishes, which is a jewellery store if you want to buy some jewellery on board. Just after that, we have something completely brand new, Batcha Coffee. So it's kind of like a coffee store. So it's a local Singapore brand. They sell lots of coffees. There's also some extra pastries and little goodies and things which you can buy if you wish. And then we come to that central town square area again, where we're looking into that little princess lounge. So you get some great views up here, a great place to come and take photos. We've seen character meets around this area, which is great. They're just setting up another game show down there at the moment. Then right next door, we have another brand new venue, TWGT, another Singapore brand. Now, they sell some goodies, which is great, and some cakes, but you can also do an afternoon tea experience here as well. So that is an extra charge, and it is quite pricey. I think it's $71 US for 2 people to do that. Just to say, everything on board the ship is in US dollars. It's not in Singapore dollars. We thought it was at first, so we thought everything was very cheap, but no, everything's the normal price. But yeah, a great little coffee shop. That's very, very beautiful indeed. I do like those 2 additions, I have to say.
So as we leave that central sort of atrium-esque area where the tea shops are, we're coming now towards the aft of the ship. Again, you've got those escalators heading up to the different decks, and then you've got, again, that huge bank of elevators. Now we're coming up to what we think might be the coolest area. and the most immersive and impressive on this entire ship.
Let's do it. We're taking you into my favorite area on board. I've been so excited to show you this. It's called San Francisco Street, and the level of immersion in here is off the charts. Now, it's based after the film Big Hero 6. Now, I don't know if you can hear, we've got announcements because it's like we're coming into a train station. So you've got all of the sounds and the immersive surroundings. We've got a map of the metro system and a vending machine, which is just so cool. And it's all been aged to make it look like it's real. It's totally bonkers. It's so immersive. And then you walk into the actual street, and guys, let me tell you, I was floored the first time I saw this. It is utterly spectacular. Disney have done such a marvelous job here. This is probably some of the best theming I have seen anywhere on any Disney property, including the cruises. But just look at this. We've got a news agent behind me. Even things like the postcards you can turn. You can take a look at the maps. It's got sweets and candy, newspapers. It is completely overwhelming. Now, what you probably can't see or hear through this video is all of the immersive sounds. It's like a 3D immersive sound. So I can hear things from inside the shops, like people making food or talking. It's incredible. We've also got one of the kids clubs, the Edge Club. So this is for the teens, the older teens. And it's a great little space where they can go play some games, make some friends. And it's very well themed as well. But look at this, it's crazy. I can hear people making food. I can see animations on the wall. The flowers smell. It is just insane. I can even hear the cat purring on the roof. It's on another level. It absolutely does not feel like we're on a cruise ship right now. It feels like we're in this fictional land, and it's just beautiful. Just look at the wallpaper and the lights, the neon lights everywhere. It's just marvelous. It is quite spectacular, and the Disney Imagineers have done such a wonderful job. Now, there's also lots of games in here, so arcade games. There's a really cool training course, which is kind of a light-up training course, where the floor is a touch screen, so it kind of lights up as you walk on it. It is awesome. Very, very cool indeed. You've also got the Alley Cat Cafe, which is a cafe which serves soft drinks, alcohol, as well as coffee, and some popcorn buckets as well, which are quite exclusive to this area. We've also seen a character meet with Baymax, which is awesome. I can't even describe to you how this feels. It's just nuts. They've even got pet bowls on the floor with food and water. It's magnificent. It really is, and I'm so thrilled to be able to experience this. We are so lucky that we have now been to every Disney park in the world, in every Disney cruise ship. It is just awesome. This is just crazy, but David, I can see he's getting excited.
Yes, because this is like a vector of things that I love coming into one. Cruise ships, Disney, and trains. Look at this, guys. It's got a full-on replica train on here. It's just awesome. You can sit in there and enjoy your food or your coffee. And they also just have like adverts inside the train, so it's super immersive, and a stop as well for the train. It's just incredible. And what I like about this area is it's not just for kids. So all the games and stuff adults can play, which is great for families because you can do stuff together. It's not like the kids are just shoved off or separated into their own club. This is kind of an area for everybody, which is really awesome. Plus you can get loads of great photos in here, so there's lots of photo spots. Now at the very back we have 3 more places. We've got a National Geographic shop selling National Geographic merchandise, and then we have a Duffy and Friends shop. Yes, Duffy and Friends has made it to Disney Cruise Line. This whole shop is just dedicated to Duffy and Friends. It is very popular and very, very cool. So if you didn't know, Duffy and Friends is very popular in the Asian parks. I think it might become more popular in the US parks, who knows? But they have lots of merch in here, and then they have like some exclusive things just for the cruise line as well.
So yeah, National Geographic, a little bit strange, but pretty cool merch in there. Like David said, the cinemas, there's I think 4 different cinemas showing lots of different movies. What's great about Disney is that they show first run movies. So say a movie is going to come out on the Friday in North America, it'll be on the ship the day before. That is just amazing, guys. So they've got some brand new movies showing right now, which we're going to go see later on in the cruise. So welcome to deck number 8. We're going up in the world. Now this deck is mostly dedicated to kids clubs. And the kids clubs on board are very good, as usual with Disney. Probably the best out of all of the cruise lines, hands down, I think. First up, you've got Mickey and Minnie's Captain Deck. Now this is for the little kids, and it's a very cutesy area, very similar to the areas found on all of the other Disney ships. It is lovely. It's so bright and colourful, lots of Mickey and Minnie. You can drive the ship, you can play on the slides, and just next door is It's a Small World Nursery. So this is an extra charge. All of the other kids clubs are complimentary, and it is super cute, guys. It's very adorable. They've even got some little beds and stuff in there for the kids to sleep in and nap in, which is just the cutest thing I've ever seen. And just next door, you've got the Disney's Oceaneer Club, and this is a very big club indeed. Lots of little play areas, screens, interactive zones, games that are made up by all of the ship's crew, which is really cute. So you have carers who look after the kids. Next door to that, you've got the Walt Disney Imagineering Lab, and this is all about the Imagineering of Disney. So you've got lots of relics and items. You've got some simulators, which is great, so the kids can ride on their own simulators with screens in front of them. It's just fabulous. Next door, you've got Andy's Toy Box, and this is all themed after Toy Story. It's cute. They've got the slide in there, and it is quite adorable. It is so well themed. You've got the Fairy Tale Hall, which is obviously very princessy, very regal, very big as well. These clubs are very large indeed. It's just awesome. Then finally, you've got the Marvel Web Workshop. So all things Marvel, all themed around that universe, and it is very good. There really is something for every kid on board the ship of all ages. All of these different clubs that we're talking about come with different age ranges, so they are ranged with kids in their own age bracket, which is super cute.
So we're continuing along Deck A, and after those kids clubs is another restaurant. However, those kids clubs are in the center of the ship, meaning that you can't walk through or access it. So you do have to go up to Deck 9 or down to Deck 7, across and then back up at the aft. Some parts of the ship do have some quirky layouts like that. As we mentioned, this wasn't originally destined to be a Disney ship, so it does feel sometimes that the layout's a little bit quirky at times. It's not bad, it just takes a few days to get used to it. And just while we're showing you around, we want to give a big shout out to our patrons. This was a self-funded trip, and it's because of our patrons that we're able to keep this channel going and bringing you videos like this one. In return for your support, you receive extra videos, advert-free videos, plus we do a monthly video chat. You can find out more by clicking the link in the description section below.
Next up, we have another of the main dining rooms. This one's called the Hollywood Spotlight Club. And guys, this entrance to the restaurant is epic. It is so cool. I absolutely love it. You are immersed in the world of Hollywood. It's like walking the red carpet, but then you get into the restaurant and it is spectacular. You've got these giant columns from the floor to the ceiling, which are all lit up. Then you've got panoramic windows all around the restaurant. It is stunning, a very large restaurant. Again, you've got another show in here, which is very similar to the one in the Navigators Club, but it is gorgeous. It's very, very beautiful indeed, and such a lovely main dining room. It's actually across 2 decks, which is very cool. Anyway, I think we're finished with deck number 8 now. Should we go up to deck number 9?
So upper deck on Deck 9. Now at the forward of the ship, you just have the medical centre, which hopefully you will never have to visit. And then there's a lot of cabins as well. So we're sticking at the very aft. Again, you've got the escalators going down to those different levels. And at the top of this escalator area is the photo gallery. Now this is quite fancy, guys. It's really, really lovely. It all looks very nautical indeed. So you do have those screens to look at your photos, but I think all the little touches in here make it a place you should visit anyway, just to see all the theming and stuff, because it's really cool. So yeah, some of the layout is very different to what you expect from other cruise ships. We do keep getting lost. We've got to admit it. There's been a few times where we've got lost and had to figure out where we are. And again, you've still got those escalators that do take you up at the aft of the ship to most of the decks.
And as usual, like most Disney ships, most of the restaurants are at the back of the ship. And this is one of the other main dining rooms, Animator's Table, which is quite similar to Animator's Palette. It looks quite similar, but a little bit different, I guess. Loads of cool touches on the walls. It's all very modern, black and white themed. It comes to life with colour, drawing, all of that sort of stuff. So it is a very nice restaurant indeed. It is quite gorgeous and very nicely themed, which we do love to see. Right, should we take the escalators up to deck number 10? Because there are a pair here as well. And I've got to say, I just love taking escalators on a cruise ship because it is such a novel thing for us that we don't get to do very often. So come join us on this little adventure, guys. Let's do it. Wait, where are we going, David? Let's go up the stairs to deck number 10. Oh, deck number 10 is a good one, let me tell you. There's lots of very, very cool and very new stuff up here. I'm very excited to show you. Like a little giddy school child, little giddy school boy. Can't wait to show all of my friends what I've been up to. So towards the front of deck number 10, we have the spa, which is just your regular spa with things like massages, beauty treatments, get your nails done, your hair cut, all of that sort of stuff for an extra charge. There's also a fully equipped fitness centre as well, so a gym on board. Lots of those, I think they're called cardio machines, and the things where you lift things to get more buff. I don't know, guys, I've only ever been in a gym to film it, but it looks very good indeed and very well equipped. The machines obviously are all very modern, and there's also a small cafe as well, serving healthy drinks and things like fruit, which was nice to see also. So welcome to the Disney Imagination Garden. And wow, is it spectacular out here. First up, we've got the Castle Collection, which is a bunch of shops, basically. Then we've got the Garden Cafe, which is absolutely adorable. It's an outdoor bar serving coffee and drinks, which is great. One of the most unusual features about this, it's a first for a Disney ship, is that this has interior facing cabins, which is so cool. So a little bit like the Oasis and Icon class of ships from Royal Caribbean. So we've got cabins surrounding this entire area. And weirdly enough, you've got some cabins which are on the ground level, which is very strange. Just in front of the garden bar, we've got a bunch of little seating areas. We have found this area to be very, very quiet during the day because it is like a hot box in here. It is so hot. It's like the surface of the sun. Even the floor is buckling a little bit because it's so warm. A few questions that we've been asked on our social media. The plants, nope, they're not real. They're all fake plants. It does look very pretty indeed. And one feature that I especially love is the beautiful castle in the background. This area looks equally as beautiful on an evening. It is stunning. That castle lights up. There's a Mickey topiary, which is so beautiful. It's so pretty. It's a great place to grab some photos. All of the trees are very cute as well. You've got all of your favorite characters from your favorite movies. It's very lovely indeed. And the theming really is quite spectacular. Now this area is actually broken up into two different halves across two decks. So technically we're on deck 11 right now, but then you go down some stairs which act as a seating area to deck number 10 again. Let's go take a look.
So the next section on the lower decks is designed more like a courtyard area, and in the middle you have that sort of green space which looks a little bit like grass. Now during the day they do a lot of games on here, so like lawn games. You also have a drink station here, so one of those complimentary drink stations with the sodas and teas. They don't have coffee at these drink stations, just tea. And then on either side you have two eateries. Now, these two eateries are more like quick serve venues. On one side, you have Mowgli's, which is an Indian cuisine venue, and this is open basically during the day and in the evening. Now, on our cruise, you did need to make a reservation on the app for both of these venues. That may change in the future, but you did need a reservation. And then on the other side, you have Grandma Taller's Kitchen, which is themed after Moana, and that serves rice bowls that are build your own rice bowls. Both of them very tasty indeed, and it's nice to see something different and new on these Disney cruises. It smells amazing though. The Indian restaurant smells absolutely wonderful. Now also, this big space is an entertainment space. So at the back, you've got a gigantic stage. It is huge. It's quite impressive. This is where they do a lot of the deck parties. So they're not on the top decks, which is a little bit different. So things like the Sail Away party, the Marvel show, these are all done in this center area. Now, if you are in one of these interior facing cabins, it is loud. Now, the benefit is you do get to see the shows, so you're basically getting a front row for those shows. But on an evening, there is music up until about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and it is very loud in these cabins.
So just a short walk along from the Imagination Garden through a pretty cool little walkway. We have Ocean Reef, and this really reminds me of the Art of Animation Resort from Orlando. It's a very cool under the sea area, which is amazing. Again, you've got cabins surrounding this whole area, but you've got some in the middle as well, which look down, which is very unusual indeed, but this is very cool. It's literally like we have been transported under the sea with Nemo and friends. Hello, Nemo and Dory. Very lovely. The seating, the floor, the walls, all the details have been covered. Now in this section, you're going to find some very cool areas. We've got the bewitching Boba and Brews, which is the first ever boba tea shop on a cruise ship, on this cruise ship, on the Disney Adventure, which is awesome. So everything in here is an extra charge, and it's themed after Ursula, so it's very, very cool indeed. Now, if you're wanting to grab a complimentary drink, there is a complimentary drink station here serving teas, soft drinks, all of your sodas like Diet Cokes and Sprites. We've noticed that there's lots of them on this ship, which is really good, because on some of the other Disney ships, they are a little bit sparse. You also have the Treasures Untold shop, which is another merchandise shop. A little bit smaller than the other ones, but very cute nonetheless. And then we have a few more of those quick service dining areas. There are so many on board. Let's start with Stitch's Ohana Grill. Here you can get things like burgers and fast food, and it's gorgeous. It's a very small venue, but the theming is ultimately spectacular. It is so cool, guys. I just love all of the little touches and all of the details. It is awesome. Next, just opposite to that, we have the Cosmic Kebabs, which is an even bigger eatery. So this is serving kebabs and Mediterranean, Turkish style food. The theming again is awesome, and the food looks absolutely fantastic. It's a much bigger venue. It's got some windows. Like David mentioned earlier on, all of these quick service restaurants on our cruise have required a reservation on the app. It's a little bit annoying, but we haven't had any problem getting any reservations on our cruise anyway. Now it really does keep getting better and better. As we make our way to the back of the ship, we've got a whole new area which is called Wayfinder Bay, and this is awesome. So first up, we've got Porto Rosso from the movie Luca, and we've got the Taverno Porto Rosso, which is actually on the upper level. So it's a bar area, and it's gorgeous. It feels like the Mediterranean, like Italy. You can sit up there, grab some drinks. It is gorgeous, but it is very hot. I keep saying this, but it is so hot in Singapore. So they had Dyson fans up there, basically on every table, trying to keep people cool, which is crazy. Just opposite that, we have Mike and Sully's. Now, this is an extra pay specialty restaurant. So they do have a dining area outside, so you can eat outside, which is very nice, al fresco. It's an Asian style restaurant. Bookings are required for this, and let me tell you, they sell out so quickly. So if you do want any of the bookings at any of the extra pay specialty restaurants, make sure you do that as soon as you can. Now, that's all based on your loyalty tier level, so those with the most loyalty get to book earliest. There's also a seating area inside, and it's really lovely. The theming in there is just as gorgeous as you can imagine. All around Monsters Inc. with little details here and there. They also have a teppanyaki table on there where you have the chef cooking in front of you. Now, it is a little bit on the pricey side, $115 per person.
So we've got something that's a little bit familiar for those who have been on Disney before. We have Paulo, but it's a little bit unusual. So we have Paulo Cafe, which is a little outdoor seating area that sells coffee and light bites like pastries and things. Again, they are an extra charge, but it's nice because you can sit outside. And then inside is Paulo Trattoria, which is the Paulo that we all know. So they do a brunch and a dinner service, and inside it's lovely. It has amazing sea views, so 2 levels of sea views, all themed after the film Luca. So it's all got this sort of underwater theme, which is really nice. Food in there as well is very plentiful and very delicious as well, but a really lovely restaurant.
So this whole area is really lovely. It's something very unusual, and again, it looks stunning on a night. All of the ocean reef and all of this area glows during an evening. All of the colours come out in the ocean reef area, making it look like you are genuinely under the sea, which is fabulous. Now, as you walk to the very back of the ship into Wayfinder Bay, you've got a nice bar which is serving all of your drinks, all an extra charge. And then you've got a screen area, a small pool in front of that, and then a big stadium style seating area. You'll see several shows out here, including Moana. Again, though, it does get very hot at the back, so maybe try and find somewhere in the shade, but it's a very nice area for looking out at the back of the ship, all of the seas. You've got a big screen there. There are several hot tubs as well, but they were locked off. I'm not sure if you can actually get access to here. There's also quite a few cabins back here looking over the aft of the ship, and here's where you just get a view of how big this ship is compared to all of the other Disney ships. She is massive, and she definitely has a big old aft. That's a compliment, by the way, but it's a great area to come and enjoy. And like I said, something just so different to other Disney ships. At first, it's a little bit overwhelming, a little bit confusing, and a little bit weird, because it doesn't feel like a Disney ship in some places. But now we've been on board a few days, this whole area just feels very lovely indeed. It's so different and so new, and something that we really haven't seen on any other cruise line, really. It's great, I do like it. Right, we better go head up a few decks and see what else we can find. So something you'll find on all Disney ships is a laundry. And on this ship, it's called the Fairy Tale Fresh Laundry, and it's very cool. It's very similar to the laundries on the Wish class ships. Just a little bit smaller, but this cruise only does 3 and 4 night cruises, so you don't particularly need anything longer. In here, you'll find washers, you'll find dryers, and most importantly, you'll find ironing boards. Yes, so you can keep your things looking nice and spick and span after a long journey. You use your card to buy things, so you just tap the machines. They also have a soap center dispensing things like soap, laundry stuff, the Tide things that make your laundry nice and soft and all of that sort of jazz. But yeah, very cool to have one of these on a ship, and very much appreciated, because so many cruise lines, you've got to pay for very expensive laundry. It's a little bit like a hotel. So on a long trip, these things are a bloomin' lifesaver. So let's do it. Let's take a look around the outdoor decks. So let's do this. At first impression, you might think this looks a lot like the Oasis class ships from Royal Caribbean, because yes, you can look into those areas that we took a look around earlier on. Now, there's a couple of slides on board, which is really cool. And they are very good indeed. They're a lot of fun. There's a big play splash area for the kids, which is a really nice place to take the little ones to enjoy some outdoor time. Just look how big this is though. It's absolutely massive, and yes, it really does look like those Royal Caribbean ships. Everybody's been messaging us saying the same thing. Now the surprising thing though is that there is only one pool in this whole outdoor area in the middle. There is 4 hot tubs however, which is very nice, and lots of seating areas including some comfy sofas to sit on. You have the Toy Story splash pad in the middle, which is for those very young kids and toddlers to run around and get splashed, which is very nice. Our nephews would love this. Outside, you're going to find some of those drink stations featuring the coffee machines, the soda machines. You've got Fanta, Coca-Cola, Diet Coke, even hot chocolate, and bean to cup coffee dispensers, which is very nice indeed. You can also get the first view of the Iron Man coaster, which unfortunately wasn't running on the maiden cruises. Now further in you have 2 large seating areas which are Toy Story themed. So lots of seats and things. The only problem is that there isn't much cover here, so not much shade. On either side of the ship, there's 2 large screens which show things like Disney movies and Disney trivia. But yeah, these areas are very, very large with lots of seats and sort of space. Personally, I would have liked to have saw extra pools here, but it was probably the ship design that Disney really couldn't control. You'll also find plenty of bars outside serving drinks that you can pay for. If you want those free drinks, make sure you use all of those dispensing machines. And what's great compared to those other Disney ships was that there's just so many of them. Lots of seating around the outside because this area is connected to the main buffet, which we'll take a look at in a few minutes, and another one of those drink stations. There are so many, which is fabulous. Now we've hopped to the other side where you can see that other seating area. It's basically just a reflection, so a mirror reflection of the same thing without any pool space, and another bar, so you're not going to go very far to find something to drink. There's also a Pizza Planet which serves complimentary, included in the price of your cruise, quick service pizza. There was a few different options here, like a meat pizza, a vegetarian pizza, and a basic margarita pizza. Now, just behind those 2 little seating areas, you'll also find the ice cream station. So serving lots of ice cream here. It's complimentary, included in the price of your cruise. It's soft serve, and there's several different versions, or you can go for a nice swirl combination of both, whatever you fancy. But it's great that this is out here, and it's called the Wheezy's Freezies. Here's another look at the ship from the other side. It is absolutely gigantic. I can't get over how big this ship is, and it's so weird to me that it isn't a Royal Caribbean ship. Now, it does look a bit boxy out here. It's not your typical style of Disney, but it's very nice. Just taking a look at those slides now. So there's 2 slides on one side, and then obviously you've got the little kiddie area right next door. We've just popped up to the deck above now, which is kind of a wraparound deck to take in some more views. And there you can see that pool. Now it is very large, but there's only one of them. And then there you've got the funnel. This funnel, there's lots of them on board. I think there's 4 funnels, are gigantic. They're like 3 times the size of anything on any other Disney ship. Now, I was talking about shade, and there are a few shady areas, which is nice. Not that kind of shady, just so you can escape from that sun. Now, let's head back to something very different for a Disney ship, something that looks much more like a Carnival ship where they have their roller coaster and different features, and again a Royal Caribbean ship. So this is very different for Disney, and I really do like it. It's a lot of fun here, and I hope you can get sort of a scale of how big things are here. We're just approaching the Marvel landing. This is the section towards the back, and first up we've got some cute little cars which go around in a circle. Now this is meant for the small kids. It's not very fast. It's called the Quantum Races. It's very slow indeed, but a lot of fun, and something that you just don't generally see on a cruise ship, so it's pretty cool that this is here. We love the fact they've got lots of Marvel characters, so some of the Fantastic Four characters here, and here you can get a good overview. We're now at the back of the ship, so you can see the ocean reef below where we showed you before. Lots of cabins there, and again, lots of very nice artwork. But yeah, so many cabins looking inwards on this ship. But on the other side, we have something quite cool, the Groot Galaxy Spin. there's a wait line, just like in the park, so it does feel like a little bit of a floating theme park. Then you get about a minute or so on this spinny little ride. Now, it was a lot of fun. We get to try it out on our next episode, so make sure you're subscribed for that. But yeah, a lot of fun, guys, and something that we really haven't seen on a cruise ship before. There's the Iron Cycle test run. Like I said, unfortunately, this is the roller coaster. It goes around twice. It's the largest at sea, but unfortunately, it just was not working on our cruise at all, which is such a shame. But you know what? It's a maiden cruise. These things happen. Right, now towards the very back of the ship. Honestly, it's a ship that just keeps giving and giving. It is gigantic. Now, there isn't really any outdoor areas just dedicated to adults at all on the ship, so that's something a little bit different. There's just that one bar, the Buccaneers bar, that we took a look at earlier on. That's the only 18+ venue. So all of these spaces are shared with kids and adults, but we didn't see that as a problem. But this is at the very aft of the ship on the highest deck, and what's great is that there's 3 infinity pools looking over the edge of the ship, which is great. So a lot more pool space than you traditionally find on Disney cruise ships, and there you can get a look down to the landing below, which is crazy. You can just see how high up we are. These infinity pools are really good. There's also the infinity bar. Do you get it? Which is another Marvel themed bar. So you're never too far from being able to get a drink, which is fabulous as well. And most of these bars like this one serve coffee as well. There isn't the Cove Cafe on the ship. That was deeply missed, I have to say. Lots of seating areas up here, lots of comfortable beds, lounges. So really, you're not going to struggle. You can also get hot dogs in the infinity bar. Now, let's go take a look at the buffet. So finally, we have the Pixar Market, which is the buffet on board. Let me tell you, it's quite a big one. It really is quite huge, and a slightly different layout to the other ships, but it basically has all of the same food as all of the other ships. Now, what's interesting is that this buffet on an evening also changes into one of the main dining rooms. But what's really cool is that it's all different sections of Pixar characters. So we've got Cars, we've got Coco, Monsters Inc. and more Turning Red. It is very cool. So there's little themed dining rooms, which are very nice indeed. Now, it does feel very weird eating in the buffet for dinner, but after a few nights we did get used to it. Again, you've got all of those complimentary drinks, so your sodas, juices, coffee and tea. So they're basically open at all times. Yeah, so it's a pretty cool buffet. Now, what's strange is that half of it is behind glass and you're served by the crew, and half of it you just serve yourself. So it's a little bit strange like that, but yeah, it's very, very big. It's such a big buffet, probably one of the biggest that we've seen. I do like the fact that it's surrounded by panoramic windows, which is fabulous. So you get some great views of the sea. And because there are 2 buffets on board the ship, we've tended to find this a little bit quieter, which has been very nice indeed. But just all of the little touches, the artwork, the lights, it's all very Disney and very lovely. So that's it for our ship tour. Now, what do we think on first impressions? Well, she's gorgeous. She is a very gorgeous ship. There are so many beautiful areas, but it is worth saying she's very different to any other Disney ship, so you have to set your expectations, but overall we think she's very lovely. Some things that we are missing a little bit is the atrium area, the big old atrium where you get welcomed into the ship. That's kind of missing on this ship, and it feels a little bit odd because there's no center place where everything kind of draws off, so it is a little bit more confusing to get around than some of the other Disney ships. But it's kind of fun. It's an adventure, isn't it? You're on an adventure. So not knowing where you are is part of that adventure. But I'm loving that we've seen so many new things, and I'm really excited to explore this ship for the next 6 days. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and the like button, because we're going to be revealing so much more throughout the next videos that we've got coming up. Anyway, if you want to watch something a little bit similar, click on the screen right now and watch the video. It's another Disney video. Anyway, that's it till next time. Happy cruising!